There are a few questions here which are quite similar, so I'm going to start with those, and then I will just, I would probably call on someone to answer the question, but then if you feel you'd like to chip in as well, then please go ahead and do so. Please feel free to talk, right, and to share from your heart. So someone says, I'm currently in a relationship, and the person I'm dating presently traveled abroad and doesn't plan on coming back. Plus, there is no concrete plan of me joining him soon, but we have made up our minds on getting married. The question is this: should I move on with my life or should I wait? Now, there's another similar question. It says, please, what can you advise for a lady of about 31 years having to wait for a man who just traveled abroad but hoping to be back soon? Is it advisable to keep such a relationship?
Hello, Lagos, first of all. Hello. I think as a single woman myself, you should never have to wait for anybody. I think the fact that the question says, hopefully he'll be back, that hopefully is not concrete.
Yeah.
So that means that man is in London. He might have another girlfriend, for all you know. He might be planning on a whole new life. Mm-hmm. I would honestly say this, that men have this innate pursuit that when they see a woman they want to marry, and I think maybe the gentleman would agree, they don't think about it for very long. When a man sees what he wants, they're natural hunters. Mm-hmm. If he really wanted to marry you, he would be intentional about bringing you over to London or trying to get the plans in process. Yeah. And when a man is not doing that, it's clear signs that you are just not that important to him. I know that's a painful thing for women to hear, but you do yourself a disservice when you're waiting on somebody, because you'll be waiting a lifetime, but he's already moved on. So I would say the word hopefully is clear signs that he's not interested to marry you to that extent. That's what I would say.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a good one. And then the second part, well, the other person's question says, I'm currently in a relationship and the person I'm dating, he's presently abroad, doesn't plan on coming back, and there's no concrete plan of me joining him. So you've answered that second question as well, actually. Should I move on with my life? I mean, the short answer is yeah, pretty much move on with your life. Okay. Someone else says, I want you to expatiate on distance relationships. I'll take that first one, and then we'll talk about other ones. Sweetheart, do you want to talk about distance relationships? Oh.
Thank you. So talking about distant relationship, we had one ourselves. We're in two separate cities for 6 years. She was finishing high school while I was here in Lagos working. And the key for me to distance relationship is commitment. And commitment first from the man. The man must be committed to see that well, and the commitment should translate to day-to-day activities like constantly calling your partner, constantly communicating, constantly getting in touch. In our own time and our own days, we didn't have all of this technology with which you could communicate very quickly. So what we used to do was almost every day I wrote her letters, and she did the same for me too. And so again, for men, when you are in separate cities, you realize you're going to meet different people, friends, and all of that. And it's very easy to be distracted if you are not committed. So you've got to watch out for commitment when you are in a distant relationship.
I want us to revisit that first question again in the light of this second question, because it's almost like distant relationship too. Someone traveled abroad, you left someone behind, and things like that. I think the relationship should not just be written off. That's my thought. Why? This particular sister should watch out for commitment on the part of the brother. I don't know if I'm saying somebody's mind. Should watch out for commitment, because there are people who have engaged people here, they came back to get married to them. So we cannot just write that off. Watch for commitment over time. If that commitment is not there, then of course you move on. That means they have moved on with their life. But if that commitment is there, I think they'll watch it over time and see what comes out of that.
So ultimately, the key is commitment. That's
yes,
the bottom line.
Commitment.
Okay, that's awesome. Great. Please put your hands together for him. Okay. Oh, yes. You'd like to say something? Please do.
So a little spoke in the wheel.
I like spokes in the wheel.
Okay. So there is commitment. They're both interested. But the problem now is the man doesn't want to come. The lady wants to go. But they don't have control over the immigration issues. So what should they do?
Okay. Now he's asking the questions. Anybody want to answer that one?
The man is committed. He should want to come. But I can understand that sometimes the man wants to come and he has other engagements like necessities of life. You got to work, you got to take time off work, and so maybe the guy is still trying to work out things to make sure he's okay financially. But if the relationship is going to work, there should be sacrifice. Yeah. And if there's commitment, sacrifice will easily flow. So if the guy, if there's a cog in the wheel with things like immigration and getting papers, and the guy is not ready to come over, it simply means he's not serious enough.
Can I chip in a bit?
Yes, please.
Yeah, because the Bible says two cannot work together except they be agreed. And marriage is predicated on the fact that both of you are working in the same direction. Yeah. So the question is, does God want you to be here or does God want you to be there? Because you cannot be in both places at the same time. And it's just a precursor to the so many decisions we're going to make in marriage. Sometimes it's going to be your way, sometimes it's going to be my way, and sometimes it's just going to be an entirely different way. So the couple have to sit together and find out what really do they want for their future to be able to make a proper decision. Thank you.